I work at a grocery store, and for the past year I've been seeing the same elderly man come in every Friday afternoon. He always bought the exact same things: a loaf of bread, a carton of milk, some soup, and a small bouquet of flowers. Every single week. Eventually I got curious and asked him about the flowers. He smiled and said, "They're for my wife." I looked around and realized he was shopping alone. Before I could stop myself, I asked where she was. He looked at the flowers for a second and said, "At the cemetery." I immediately felt bad for asking, but he just smiled and said it was okay. He told me his wife had passed away 3 years earlier. They had been married for over 50 years, and every Friday he still brought her flowers because Friday was the day they first met. After that, we'd chat whenever he came in. He told me stories about their adventures, their children, and how they used to dance in the kitchen while making dinner. One Friday he didn't show up. Then another Friday passed. And another. I started worrying. About a month later, an older woman came through my checkout lane carrying the usual bread, milk, soup, and flowers. I mentioned that those were the exact things an elderly customer used to buy every week. The woman immediately smiled. That was my father. My stomach dropped. I quietly asked if he was okay. She looked down and said, "He passed away a few weeks ago." I didn't know what to say. Then she held up the flowers. He told me that if he ever missed a Friday, he wanted me to bring flowers to Mom for him. Apparently, he had left a note for his family with instructions. One of those instructions was to keep the Friday flowers going. I honestly got emotional standing there behind the register. The next Friday she came back, and the Friday after that. Eventually her brother started coming sometimes too. Then one day she handed me a small envelope. Inside was a photograph of her parents when they were young. On the back was a handwritten note from her father that he had written before he passed away. It said, "If you're reading this, thank you for being kind to an old man. Never underestimate how much a simple conversation can mean to someone." I still keep that note in my locker at work. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I read it. It's easy to think small acts don't matter. A quick conversation, remembering someone's name,